It is very easy to correct the Boutonniere, but it's very difficult to retain. That's why suitors, it's the last deformity you have to touch because the patient will be very unhappy if it comes back. With this comment, I will start my presentation. So Boutonniere deformity is characterized by the flexion of the PAP joint and hyperextension of the DAP, plus or minus hyperextension of the MCP joint. Is the French calls it buttonhole, but we call it Boutonniere. So anyway, the anatomy has been well dealt by Dr. Sreekanth. However, you have to understand that there's two things: the transverse retinacular ligament and the central slip, which gives the important culprit of this deformity. So this is our dissection. As Dr. Sreekanth said, I cannot find any spiral oblique in this expansion. I tried many fingers. So you can see the retinacular ligament and the central band, which is very obvious. And this is the triangular ligament. Okay, so it's a concerted effect. If one deformity follows, it actually follows with the other, chain in components of a chain. So a lack of excess of any extension in either joint will reciprocally affect the others. So in coming to the biomechanics, there are three components. One is a PAP joint flexion, DAP hyperextension, and MB joint hyperextension, I already said. So this happens. The central slip gets snapped because of the variable causes like synovitis. And then the secondary changes are happening. The lateral bands goes down and it goes flexion of the PAP and hyperextension of the DAP. Some other pictures. So how will you test it? There is Nelson's test, which actually keep the PAP joint in flexion and ask the patients to extend the DAP. Normally, we can't extend the DAP joint if it is PAP is flexed. This patient can do it, and it can be done in another way. It's like a Shamro's test. You can see the left side, that finger is extending the DAP, keeping the PAP in flexion. And another is called a Boy's test, which flexes the DAP easily when the PAP is flexed. And the classifications, and these are the methods I will talk to you in one by one. So the treatment decisions depend upon the degree of the joint deformity, adjacent joint also, joint motion, passive joint correctability, and status of the articular cartilage. And this is our algorithm. And simple one, earlier one, we can treat with the PAP extension splint and encourage active DAP flexion. The flexion in the splint to avoid the contracture of the so-called over ligament. Or some other cases, if it's slightly difficult and if it's less than 20 degrees, we can use a serial wedge casting technique. And the newer one is a relative motion splints, which uses the Bouvier maneuver, uses the extensor tendon to actually extend both DAP and PAP joint. And this is one of the splint. We have not used it again. And it uses our quadriga effect to extend the PAP and DAP with the help of the extensor tendon. So PAP synovectomy is not the rears because of the resistance to the drugs. It's simply usually in the stage 1. It's not responding to any of the medications. Sometimes the central slip may be lax. We have to imbricate it and may use a temporary caveat for fixing it. PAP synovectomy and plication of the central slip. And if it's come to the stage 2 and there is contracture of the terminal tendon, the Fowler stenotomy can be done, which is simple to cut the terminal tendon. You can see here the simple incision, cut the terminal tendon completely. I was told to cut obliquely always so that they can form a pseudotendon there. And when you flex the DAP, the tendon will advance and the rest is taken care by the SRL. Another if there is a central slip laxity and it is not working, there are many techniques to reconstruct it. We usually use the Snow's technique. So, sorry, the video. Yeah. You actually make a distally based flap and suture it to the whatever terminal tendon. And if the extensor realignment is very important for central shortening and mobilize lateral band to the dorsal translocate. You can see the part of that lateral band is mobilized and suture to the extensor tendon of central slip, and see the rest of the lateral band kept volarly. One other case, the lateral band is mobilized and sutured in the center, and that's the post-op function. If in case of severe damage to the PAP joint, we can either for the PAP fusion, that is the best, rather than go for an arthroplasty because of soft tissue rebalancing. And this is one of the patients we had a PAP fusion of all the fingers. And in central slip attenuation, there is actually we can advance the insertion of the central slip by the Chalmers technique or any other technique you know. Basically, you take the slack of the central slip. You mobilize the joint above the central slip, advance it, and stitch to the central slip. Like this. And if the complete loss of the central slip, there is a stage technique. You first release a transverse ligament ligament, follow stenotomy to correct the DAP, and central slip reconstruction uses any of the free graft. We use the palmaris longus. I usually put 2 holes in the middle balance base and stitch to the whatever remnant of the central slip. And that's the follow-up. And usually there is a combination of deformities, snow neck, Boutonniere, and ulnar left correct. As Sunsa said, we had to correct the proximal fund first, especially the MCP, then the rest of been corrected. And this is one of the case where juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, bilateral hand involvement, that was in the X-ray, just severe hip deformity to underwent hip total replacement. So what we did is we did the ulnar correction and temporarily fixed the PAP after manipulation K-wave. However, that helped and it went for natural fusion. And this is a post-op. She has sent it recently. She's becoming a teacher. Now, this is the way she used the hand. You can see there is some flexion lag in the MCP. But however, I think the left hand is better than that of the right. She's very happy. She's now in a teacher now. In summary, Boutonniere follows the central slip dysfunction and volar migration of the lateral bands. It results from a number of causes. In early stages, treatment with blinding and physiotherapy. Recursion of the central slip and reposition of the lateral bands correctly can correct the deformity surgically. Thank you.